Hey YouTube, welcome to Pagan Perspective. This is Megan, aka Sabirsary. Today is Friday, and I realized I think I missed a week. I'm sorry. I don't remember. I had a lot of stuff going on. I am kind of like doing the full-time at-home Etsy stuff right now. So my sticker stuff. So yeah, so it's just like crazy busy and all sorts of things. So this week is all about our Book of Shadows. The question asker talks about basically, you know, the grimoires, Book of Light, Book of Shadows, all of that, and Book of Ways. Well, I don't know if the question asker asked about the Book of Ways, but that's another one. So basically it's what do we do? What do we personally do? So the way that I look at all of this is, for me, it's a Book of Shadows. So it was never something, growing up, it was just sort of the book. I adopted Book of Shadows as a term when I hit like high school, just because I wanted to have my own personal stuff, but we were always encouraged to have our own personal book, which just basically was something that we could write down, you know, all of our thoughts and anything that we did personally. You know, there was a lot of silly stuff in my my journals in a way. They were really more like journals, which, you know, many Book of Shadows are like journals. It's just you journal the magical stuff. So yeah, so I definitely had you know, some kid stuff in there. That's just what you're gonna have. So the big book though, that wasn't actually that big. So our family book wasn't huge. It just had everything down. And to be honest, it didn't actually have that much like pretty or written or anything like that. It was, you know, a lot of journal entries that, you know, people wanted to pass on to the next generation that were ripped out and stuck into this book. And so what I am trying to do is I am trying to kind of bring all of that together into a large tome, a large family tome. And the reason why I want to do that is, one is I want everything in one place. With an oral tradition, it can be really hard to have everything in one place. And so for me, it's really important to be able to record all this information down so it doesn't get lost, for one. So much has already been lost in the world when it comes to pagan traditions, and I don't want to lose anything more. So, and the next reason why is because I want an heirloom. I want something that is something that can be passed down. I really like that idea. That's something my family has worked on really hard, is trying to create heirlooms to be passed down, because coming from such an oral tradition, there were very few heirlooms in that way. We have a couple, but we definitely don't have, you know, as many things as we would like. I think we probably have more than we think we do, you know, when I start looking at all this stuff, but I definitely think a big tome is something that we want. So I, a long time ago, very long time ago, got a tome made for my family. And so it will be for my family, so, you know, Lisa and I and children and things like that. You know, not so much others of my family, but again, they are welcome to it, and they can create whatever it is they want to create. I'm not sure, you know, kind of how, you know, how siblings can kind of grow up and move away and not talk as much. I think that sometimes happens. So anyway, so we do have a family symbol that, again, is private and we don't share. I have talked about my book though on here before. Not only have I talked about it on here, but I think I've talked about it on my personal channel. And I think I've shown some parts of it too, but I don't know if I've ever shown the part that I think I wanted to show today. So obviously I won't be showing the symbol on the cover, as that is family and private, but I thought I could show you 2 pages that I did. They are not family secrets. They are more information, because I've also wanted to turn the tome into a learning tool, because I want to homeschool, and I want to have a pagan-based homeschool learning environment. This giant tome is going to be part of the homeschool curriculum. And so because of that, I want to make sure that I include some things to help with that. This is by no means all of it. Each one of them, I'm only showing you basically the title page of the chapter, if that makes sense. So it's by no means exhaustive. And again, it's just sort of the title page, just a lead in into the section. But yeah, so I thought maybe that might be fun, something I haven't shown. And so yeah, and it definitely was fun to create. I definitely wanted to make the tome look interesting. You know, I want it to be something that kids find really interesting and that they want to read and they want to look at. And so that's really important too, because so much of what was passed down to me was all oral and was stories. And it was, you know, hands-on teaching. And so to put that into words, A, is really hard, and B, you know, to make it visually interesting can be a challenge. So I hope that I did it okay. But yeah, so I figured I would show you those things. So I'm gonna flip the camera around and we shall see. All right. Okay, everybody, so here is book. You can see it's very, very thick. It's very large. I think there's 600 pages, maybe? Something like that. Well, that would mean 1,200 front and back, but yeah. So, so anyway, so the page I'm going to show you is the Goddess. It's the title page for the Goddess chapter, all on the Goddess. So there is a spot in it with my family symbol, so you're going to see a cloth over that. So here it is. Here's the picture. So I did put, you know, a little bit extra on it, you know, a little parchment and stuff. I did do calligraphy on it all. And obviously up in the corners, sorry, my dog's water dish is up in the upper corner. So yeah, so this would be that. And again, like I said, there's sacred symbols there. So, so yeah, so then if I were to go to the next page, I tried to mark things off so that in the hopes of it not, let's see if I can do this with one hand. Okay. All right. So this page. So this is the title page for the chapter on the burning times. So this would be, you know, for people to know, this is also the Inquisition. This is the time in our history where we're talking about mass genocide of pagans, of witches. So on this page, it's sort of the title. I included. This is like, you know, decor that's right in. It's not like a sticker or anything, just drawn in. And then, again, I did different things all around each item. And then these are mostly woodblock images, as well as some colored in wood blocks, as well as images of paintings. So I'll kind of go through them. It's one, and you can see these are some of the tools used during the Inquisition, during the burning times. This one, let's see, this is during a trial. This one is, it's another type of dunking. It's a dunking machine, but then there's also the fire there. It's another torture technique. This was a mass hanging. here's a dunking depiction. This is a woodblock image of a woodblock carving of a dunking machine. And this is a colorized woodblock. And so this is stylized. It's saying that that a demon is coming out. So because oftentimes they would burn the women while they were still pregnant, and so there's a story about a woman who literally ripped her own child out of her stomach. She gave herself a C-section, basically, and tried to throw the baby into the crowd to try and save the baby's life. But they just, they viewed the baby as a demon. So, and then this is an image of one of the inspections, the witch inspections, where they would look for moles and things like that and deem them as signs of being a witch. Just a very, very horrible, horrible time. Again, just did some, let's see, just, did some calligraphy in this. And obviously some words just to just to start off the title page. There's a whole section. But yeah, so that would be the book, basically, the pages that I wanted to show you. So, I obviously try and record things down, and that's important to me, and having a really large tome, having a large book is important because I want to pass it down and create that heirloom and that family piece to it. So yeah, so that is my book. So I hope you guys enjoyed this week, and yeah, I will see you next week. All right, bye guys, blessed be.